up, YouTube Boxing family? It is K-Rod here. I'm back with another good video for you guys today. Yeah, let's get right into it, man. We got a little bit of a little boxing call-out beef. Well, it wasn't a call-out. It was more like a little bit of a roast session of Keyshawn Davis, basically saying that he will beat Rayo Valenzuela, or Jose El Rayo Valenzuela. He was basically dissing Rayo Valenzuela. I guess some Mexican dude was talking to him at some venue in Vegas. So he was saying, "Oh, I'll beat him up. I'll beat that little slow ass. Whatever." And I just find it to be really funny because Keyshawn Davis, I don't hate him. I respect him a lot, but I don't think he is the greatest fighter out there. And I think there's nothing wrong with what I say about that, because Keyshawn Davis, he has a lot of climbing to do, because this is the same Keyshawn Davis that pulled out of 2 fights already. And I find it very, very, how should I say, surprising that Keyshawn would have the urge to talk some mess about Jose Valenzuela. And it's not like Valenzuela has any problem against Keyshawn, but knowing that they're in the same division, of course it would make all the sense in the world of why you would say that to somebody. Because, it's a mechanism to gaslight somebody, to try to make something happen for a fight. And I think that makes all the sense in the world of why Keyshawn would do that. But at the end of the day, if you can't back it up and you can't back up like your fight, then you got some explaining to do. So I think this is a very, very good promotional mechanism that Keyshawn Davis is doing. But at the same token, I'm not really looking forward to like seeing something like that. I think he needs to start being a little bit more focused in his fights, where he needs to start being more disciplined. And I'm not saying that I'm not against of Keyshawn Davis fighting Jose Valenzuela. It's just that what good does it do if Keyshawn Davis is not going to stay disciplined, where he backed out of 2 fights that he should have been fighting. And I mean, leading up to this point now, it's he's a decent fighter. He's not the greatest fighter out there. He didn't look good in his last performance against Esteban, whoever. It was a decent performance. He got like a whack-ass, referee stoppage. He was okay, but he wasn't super duper good. But I think the way Keyshawn fights, he fights very limited up inside the pocket. He tries to act like he's like some Terry Norris with like a Sugar Ray Leonard type of fighting style. And I don't really like how he kind of approaches himself in the ring. It's good to be a little bit showboaty, but you should only showboat when you're already solidifying your victory, with a knockout, or doing it at the very end of a round that's about to go to the bell. But then again, you're supposed to protect yourself at all times, because anything could happen in boxing. So with Keyshawn Davis, it's very interesting that he would talk all the smack towards Rayo Valenzuela, or Jose Valenzuela. And for those of you that don't know who Mr. Jose Valenzuela is, he is a very, very good lightweight fighter in the lightweight division. He is a southpaw. Shout out to all my southpaws. Southpaws run boxing. My boy is 12-0 with 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he is 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. He is out of Renton, Washington, but he's out of that good old Los Smokies out of Sinaloa, Mexico. And he is 23 years old. 23 años. But, Jose, he's a very, very good fighter, man. I've always liked watching him fight. He's been in the game for quite a while now. A good solid 4 years. He came into the game mad young. That just tells you how good it literally tells you how good he is, because when he came into boxing on his pro debut, he started at 130, and then after 2 fights later, he started bumping his weight up to 135, and then he just started blowing dudes out, and it's just showing how much better he's gotten because he's just that good. Um, Out of his notable victories in the division, he's fought some pretty tough opposition. PBC is moving him very, very well. He's fought guys by the likes of Daniel Barrio. He's a very tough Colombian. He's 31 years old. He has 13 KOs, 22-4 and one draw. He's never been stopped, but he's had some pretty good wars with Jose, Valenzuela, Juan Pablo Romero, who was undefeated at that point in time, which he's a decent fighter. He's not the greatest fighter, but Jose is being moved the right way with the PBC because Al Heyman, he obviously doesn't care when you're ready or not ready. He will match you up the right way up against the right opposition, and if you're ready, you're ready. And that's what I like out of the PBC because it's a sink or swim type of matchmaking, and I like it because it kind of gives me like my own little vibes of how I used to go through when I used to wrestle back in high school. And for those of you that used to wrestle at a JV level or varsity level, they don't care where you're at in your career. You're gonna be facing whoever you're gonna be facing, and you don't really know what the style is going into the match. You just have to find out for yourself. But your coaches always tell you gotta stay up inside of the gym and be like super duper focused in practice because you don't know what's gonna happen in your matches. So I just think that's a core benefactor. And I just think that that's what makes a really good high level world class athlete in any sport. But for the sport of boxing, if you're being matched up tough and you are winning the right way up against the right competition that are 50-50 level matchups, then that's a good way to boost up your career. So therefore you can start building the right way. So either way, Jose, he's been building his career, tremendously. He's had wins over Austin Dulé, Francisco Vargas, who was a former super featherweight champion. He knocked him out in one round, even though he was like an old version of himself, but still. That's a good, decent win to have. Austin Dulé is probably one of his best victories because he's never been stopped. Well, actually, no, he's been stopped before by Chris Colbert, but, he hasn't been stopped brutally to the point where he's, done really, really bad. He's actually doing things, the right way with his career. He's just getting back up from his losses, and he's actually doing very, very well. So, either way, Austin Dulé, he's been on a good little comeback. He had a fight back on my birthday off of April 30th. He knocked out his opponent. Man, it's been 4 months since he had that victory. So, yeah, he should probably go ahead and keep himself back up inside the loop. I'm pretty sure he's trying to get back into the mix because, it's kind of hard to get matchups when nobody's not willing to give up their up against some hungry level opposition. But I mean, for Austin's case, he's he's gonna be a player, in the lightweight division. Just wait. I think his next few matches are gonna be interesting, and I'm definitely looking forward to what Austin will be doing because he's a very good ass fighter, and I like watching him fight. So I think he's gonna be making some big progress leading into the future. But let's talk about Jose Valenzuela versus Keyshawn Davis. Is this a fight that the PBC and Top Rank can come together and make this fight happen? And I think this is a very, very good fight. I personally like to see this fight. I think it's time to make this fight. I don't think this fight should be waited upon. I think it's time to start seeing some of these guys get put on the map in the lightweight division. The lightweight division is literally on fire. There's a lot of competition that I don't know that's on this list that will probably smoke your favorite fighter one day. There's some really, really good competition, and if you guys want me to go down the list, I'll even name my own favorite. You got Julio Solis. You got Mr. Edwin Valentin. He's a good, hungry, dangerous Puerto Rican fighter that fights at lightweight. You got Carlos Nava out of Pasadena, Texas. He's a beast. Like, he just recently fought on August 6th, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was on the Virgil Ortiz, undercard. But yeah, he's a beast. You have just so much opposition in this division, and lightweight is just going to become the welterweight division one day, where it's going to be one of the deepest, divisions in boxing, and there's just going to be so much opposition where the talent level, it's just going to be very, very difficult to try to cherry pick any fights, because these guys are coming to brawl and there's just so many matchups. But between Frank Martin and between Keyshawn Davis and Jose Valenzuela, this is a very, very good fight. I would heavily favor Jose Valenzuela to knock out Keyshawn Davis. I don't think Keyshawn Davis' chin will hold up at the high level. And I think what's going to happen is just that, Keyshawn, he's going to get caught with something that will put him in a position where Jose Valenzuela will be one of those guys where he's not going to be afraid. He's not going to be afraid to put himself in position to hurt you. And when he does hurt Keyshawn, I think what's going to happen is that Keyshawn, he's going to be lazy. He's going to do something really, really off the wall stupid. And I think, Jose Valenzuela, he's just going to catch him. It's not going to be a very easy fight for either man. But I think what we see out of Keyshawn Davis, he's a decent fighter. He has great ring IQ. He knows how to box very, very well off of his back foot. The biggest fact of the matter is he has these weird defensive lapses where he thinks he's like a Terrence Crawford in a way, where he got this dog in him. And I'm not really too hype on that. I don't really like it when guys try to, be something that they're not. But I don't think Keyshawn is the type of fighter where he could take a good punch. I think there will come a time where when somebody does hurt him, it's going to be a very, very bad night for him. And I think that's what's going to happen. Jose, on the other hand, he's been hit by heavy loaded shots by certain punchers, but it's not like he's really getting hurt, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, Jose Valenzuela is a very deadly fighter himself. He's a very heavy-fisted southpaw, but the problem with Jose is obviously his footwork. He's a little bit slow off of the feet, but Keyshawn might have the advantage of outboxing him through his back foot and trying to make the fight more of a boxing match. But I don't think that's what's going to probably happen. I think what's going to happen is that both of these guys are going to bring it to the pocket. I think what Jose needs to do to defeat a guy like Keyshawn Davis is that you need to start breaking him early, and you need to start using that body to be the more heavily aggressive fighter. And I think he will start to make that fight a lot more difficult than for what it has to be, because what will probably happen in this fight is just that Keyshawn, he's not going to make this fight, easy for himself. The fight itself is going to be one of these fights where either guy is actually not coming to play around. And I think with Jose's ability to cut the ring off, which he has very, very good ring IQ to cut that ring off. Like, a lot of people try to doubt him to say that he can't cut the ring off, he ain't that good. But it's like Jose knows what he's doing. He works with David Benavidez' team, and he's a very, very good fighter on the inside. As far as the outside, you can make the argument to say that he's not that good by starting his jab a lot more aggressive, and he's not good at this and that, but I don't think so. I think Jose, he's one of those guys where you got to start respecting him now, or never. And Jose Valenzuela, he's like a hidden gem, man. You just have to see it to believe it. And I think that's not the biggest problem that a lot of people don't want to give Jose his credit for, because he's a very, very good educated inside puncher. The problem is just that with Keyshawn, we haven't seen him hurt. Jose's been in there with guys that can hit, but the thing about it is, like, he knows how to break a pure boxer down. He knows how to put somebody on their ass when they can't use their power off their jab to make the fight their fight. So if Jose is able to cut the ring off, and then on top of that, he's good at applying pressure to the body, which I think Keyshawn and Jose, they're going to be tested with that ability that's going to be applied early game, because if that body work is not going to be affecting Jose, and Jose's punches are hurting Keyshawn more than Keyshawn's hurting Jose, then I think Keyshawn, he's going to be stopped. I don't see this fight going the distance. I think either guy will get stopped, but I would favor Jose Valenzuela over Keyshawn Davis any day of the week, because when you look at his level of opposition that has brought him to a certain point, I think Jose understands that pure boxers don't bother him. With Keyshawn, however, when you get somebody that presses on him, he starts to shell up a lot. So here's what's going to probably happen. Keyshawn is going to go in there thinking that he's Mr. Ultimate Badass, and I think what's going to happen is that Keyshawn is going to put himself in a position where Jose Valenzuela will hurt Keyshawn Davis in this fight. And I do not care what any of you Keyshawn Davis fanboy, whatever dick riders that come in to say, oh, nah, man, he's good at this, he's good at that. And then same thing with Jose Valenzuela fans, because they're probably going to come in here and just say, nah, man, Jose's good, but Keyshawn Davis, he's good too, but Jose's going to do more than that to Keyshawn, man, Jose got this and he got that. No. I think when we're talking as objectivist people, especially people that study the game like I do, because I study basketball just as much as I study boxing. I literally study it like it's a religion. But when I look at these two styles, I think Keyshawn Davis will be in more trouble than Jose Valenzuela. Because why? I purely believe that this fight will not go the distance. But as far as who's been in more wars, as far as the pressure that has made either guy break, I could easily see Keyshawn Davis break more than Jose Valenzuela be break. And then Keyshawn tries to say that Jose, he's a slow ass fighter, I'll crush him, blah blah blah. Keyshawn, let me tell you something, Mr. Brother Man, because even though that I'm a black brother myself, and I got my little mixes inside my jeans, but I will be the first one to say that Keyshawn Davis is not one of the best black American fighters. I think he is a very, very good up-and-coming, developing rookie fighter. But just because you work with Bud Crawford and all them weird-ass people in Bomac's gym does not make you the greatest fighter out there. And I think purely based off of Keyshawn's abilities and skills, he has the better abilities to elevate his game with better training and better teamwork with other teams than Bud Crawford and Bomac and all those weird-ass people out in fucking Omaha, Nebraska. I think Keyshawn will start to rise a lot better when he starts seeking better high-level training and talent with trainers that are focused in his department of his fighting style. Because I do think of Keyshawn more as a bona fide boxer puncher, but he's a volume puncher. Jose Valenzuela, on the other hand, he's an actual puncher, but he's a very educated inside puncher brawler. There's a difference, because you could be a puncher, you could ball up your fist and you could start throwing up weird shots here and there, blah blah blah. No, Jose's not like that. He just makes up the fight very, very competitive, and he tries to do what he needs to do to be who he is, as a fighter. And I think that makes all the perfect sense in the world, because Valenzuela, he's a very educated fighter. He has very good defense. He knows how to put his feet in position to hurt somebody. And I think when that time comes, I think Keyshawn will be in trouble. But to finalize this, I think Keyshawn Davis would be stopped in this fight. But if you guys think that this fight needs to be made next, hey, Keyshawn Davis, if you're watching this, go, how about you and your team go hit up at the PBC, and let's make this fight hopefully soon. Because, we all know Keyshawn, he got a fight in September. And Jose Valenzuela, he got a fight coming up in September on the Luis Ortiz Andy Ruiz card. But I think after that, y'all should definitely hit each other up and definitely get this fight made, because I don't like it when fighters start talking shit but then they don't back it up. So I think if Keyshawn wants his work from Jose Valenzuela, I am all for it. I'm not just doing this because I hate Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn Davis is a tremendous talent, but I think Jose Valenzuela will be that dark horse that some people don't want to touch dark demons for. But in God of War, if you're able to take a god's soul away, you could very well take a demon's soul away, but you have to be destined as a warrior. Like the mighty Kratos would say, I am the god of war. I've taken all challenges that stand in my way. So, I think for this matchup, this is a very, very good fight. This is a fight that I would like to see sometime by the end of the year or sometime next year. So let me know what you guys think, and we're going to definitely come right back to this fight very, very soon. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out, and have a great day. And goodbye. Thank you.